G'day viewers, I got some good scores today. Got a Hey Cat 4 outlet power board, which goes on the end of an extension cord at Campbell. I've never seen these before. That'll clean up okay, and I got some more epic scores. And I could potentially get more of this sort of stuff if I want to. The only thing that's stopping me is a bloody space, but gee, it's awesome. Hey, he's all healed up quite well. The wound's all gone. Come on, kitty. You're gonna be locked up for tonight so I don't get fights. Picked up this nice old Japanese-made Sanyo car radio. Normally people don't bother picking shit up like this just to collect them, but I like them because old car radios tend to be pretty good performers in terms of how sensitive they are on distant AM stations, and they're very well made. So I picked up another tank for my air compressor. It's a Lender. This was expired. About 15 years out of date, so 2000 it was last tested. I used it as an air tank, so I'm going to use it as an air tank for my air compressor in my caravan. There's that big gas bottle I got in there, it takes up too much bloody room, so this will go with that to boost my air capacity. Small, it's heavy duty, it's not alloy but cast iron, so by the time that rusts out, the end of the century, by the time that rusts out, so pretty much got the fitting on there. They'll go through a hose, short pipe from my other tank to that tank to boost the capacity. Be perfect. Also got this gorgeous old James N. Kirby fridge compressor, but it's all the starting gear and half its the condensing coil. Check that out. That is just bloody pornography right there. That, I got a GE pancake compressor, a later Kirby compressor. That's a spare that will go on my air compressor back. I think that's a Clisby compressor, it's seized. I'll get that going. A 4-Mac Italian-made 3-phase motor, that works. An old Pope Simpson 3-phase motor. I'll unseize it and test it, hopefully that's going to work. And they're going to be for an RPC project. And I got a truck refrigeration compressor. It's going to be good for an air compressor project. And I got an empty fire extinguisher. I just got to reattach the pipe on this valve. I'm not going to use this and refill it whenever I want, because yeah. The experiments I'm doing, the flames get out of control, you see. I have that on standby. Just for extra safety precautions. Anyway, a lot of stuff to video. This thing is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. That's the old expander TX valve there. I lost about a litre of oil, so I'm going to have to work out how much oil I need to top this thing up. That is a bloody nice compressor. That's probably from at least the mid to late 1940s. Then that's Kirby's next compressor, which probably would have came after this one. That's a typical 50s era GE pancake compressor. That'll need to be topped up too. About half a litre of oil came out of that. It's got one of those charging valves which aren't legal in Australia. You can't buy those in Australia. So they're all going to be good air compressors. 400 psi ones, that is. I'm going to have to make a stand to hold it vertically. It's supposed to sit up like that. Got the bracket for the top, got to make the legs for the bottom. And I got another motor, a big ass GMF motor, single phase. Needs capacitor there. I think the centrifugal switch is actually mechanically stuck. So I plug it in and it's stuck on the start winding, it goes zzz, spins slowly, but it won't flick off mechanically into the run winding. So I'm going to have to work on this centrifugal switch in here. Because yeah, running on the start winding, it only dims the lights because it pours a lot of current to do that. It also burns it out, so I'm not going to run it for very long doing that. So, the bearings are good, just got to get that switch freed up. The bearing's well greased. I reckon that grease has gone sticky. That is pretty damn sticky. So I'm going to have to put his guard off and flick that switch and see if it does anything. If it doesn't move, it's that. HPM Bakelite plug, the old rubber cord, still in good nick. I'll get this cover off or I'll get it going. So it's been repainted before. Get those screws off. Have a look at that switch in there. It's quite a big one. Very heavy, very nice motor. Definitely worth holding on to. He has more 3-phase motors, including a 1940s GE 3-phase motor. That's too bloody big and heavy, but if I have access to enough power, I can make an RPC with those motors to run that motor. But these will do for now, once I get that one out unseized. So yeah, I'll be, next couple of videos I'll be uploading, and there'll be some interesting ones, I tell you. So some good projects. Anyway, yeah, I misaligned the shaft. Got to realign that bearing, because I tried to put a back bellow housing off. So I have to realign that bearing again, get that straight so I can do this up tight, and this will spin freely. It's definitely the capacitor, because I can see the wires in there have melted, and it's almost blown like a fuse, and so was this end on the red, positive. Tried to pull a bastard out, it just would not come out. So I screwed through the vent hole, that did the trick. Now I can't quite remember what value this capacitor is. I think Ed, Aussie 50 fixed the motor, quite identical. I think it was identical to this one. Needed a new capacitor, it was doing the same thing. It would sit there on the start winding, pour a lot of amps. And this was getting hot. Whew, that was pulling a lot of current. So it wasn't the start winding getting stressed, thankfully. This bloody thing here saved the motor. But the plug's okay. The lower cord's going to have to be replaced. It's got some damage there, so that's not safe. Just got to run the wiring, put a new capacitor in there, and carefully solder or glue this lid back on, and we're looking original. As to what value this capacitor is, I don't know. It doesn't even say in the label. It's a GMF Cap, 1.8 horsepower, 50 Hz, 1425 RPM, 220 to 240 volts, C duty, constant that is, 9.4 amps, one phase, 40 degrees temperature rated. Number 204774, type S345/4S. So if I can get a new capacitor for this motor, it'd be perfect, it'd be fixed. It's quite a nice beast of a single phase motor. Back when Australia made motors, so it's just the switch and everything's okay, it's just this capacitor. Just got to find what value this is and get a replacement, and this is fixed. Anyway, that'd be enough for now. Thanks for watching.